Shemai. Today we're going to have a look at the humble daffodil, or Canhinan bedr, or in Latin Narcissus, pseudonarcissus, and especially with Dydd Gwyl Dewi just around the corner, or St. David's Day, the National Day of Wales, thought it'd be only fitting to have a look at our national flower. It's a true sign of spring. It's an absolutely beautiful flower. These days, mostly you see it planted in gardens, and especially if you've been to West Wales recently, on roundabouts and all around the place. But actually, historically, it was a wildflower, and it grows in damp grasslands and open woodlands. But also, because it's such a beautiful and popular flower, there are now about 50 different species of daffodils. So daffodils emerge from a bulb here, and the leaves are a bluish green sort of colour and look a bit like a strap really, and they come directly up from the bulb down there. And daffodils can grow to about 50 centimetres tall. Now, if you take a look at the flower, the actual flower head, the surrounding part here, there's six. It's made up of 6 parts, and that's actually called the perianth. And then the central trumpet by there, it does look trumpet shaped, is generally about the same colour as the outer perianth, but just a slightly darker yellow, as you can see there. And the interesting thing with daffodils is that they emerge from this little papery sheath by there. Now, I've said the Welsh for daffodil is Canhinan bedr, and the Welsh for leek is Canhinan. So Canhinan bedr, or Canhinan pedr, means Peter's leek. Now, leeks used to be the national symbol for Wales, and daffodils have slowly sort of taken over from that, and it's predominantly down to David Lloyd George, who was the only Welsh Prime Minister between 1916 and 1922. He really liked daffodils, and also the bloom coincided. The bloom happened at the same time, or happens at the same time, as the National Day for Wales, St. David's Day, which is March the 1st. Now, David Lloyd George wore a daffodil on this day, and encouraged everyone to use it at the investiture of the Prince of Wales in 1911. So it was from that point it became more and more popular as a national sort of symbol of Wales. The daffodils aren't just beautiful to look at. They've got lots of interesting things about them as well. I mean, for example, it's the official 10th wedding anniversary flower. It's said if you see the first, if you spot the first daffodil of the season in the spring, then your next year will be filled with wealth. The sap, interestingly, if you break them off, they've got that sticky glutinous sap inside them, and that's poisonous to other plants and also to animals and pets, including dogs. But this sap, this kind of glutinous substance, is called gelantamine, and it's used as a treatment for Alzheimer's disease. Now, like snowdrops, and we've spoken about snowdrops before, the kind of drooping head of daffodils was historically seen to be like a bad luck sign. It seems that stems from the legend of Persephone, who wore white daffodils, and when she was captured by Pluto, his touch turned the flowers yellow. Now, ever since, daffodils have been planted on graves, and it's also thought that Pliny and Theophilus said that daffodils grew on the banks of the Acheron, which delighted the spirits of the dead. Now, these spirits called these flowers the asphodel, which I guess over time has been sort of corrupted and become daffodil. So there we go, the daffodil, the national flower of Wales, and a true sign that spring is really here now. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you soon. Good luck.